G'day. Well, here we are in beautiful old, I think I'm near, there's a Mansfield State Forest, I think. Just typical as me, don't even know where I am. Don't know how I made it home from that trip. But as you can see, I don't know if you can see in the vid, bit of rain coming through. So I thought I'd make this little vid again. Thing popped up on Facebook 1 year on when I first posted that video about my struggles, and thought I'd take the time just to fill everyone in on how I'm going again. Like year on, just had the absolute best time of my life. As most of you know, 8.5 months on the road or thereabouts, travelling along the south coast, made it to Perth, up the west coast. Then no, it's not a ginger beer, Mum, so I'm not on the drink. Yeah, so over to Perth, then up the west coast to Exmouth. Made our way over to Broome, where I left the people I was travelling with, unfortunately, and then got a job there, and then I was working in Broome and throughout the Kimberley for about 4 months, I think it was. So as you can see, in that time, changed a little bit area. We lost a little bit on top, but oh well, that's such is life, as they say. Then after that, just took a month going through the territory, down the centre, and then back home a few weeks ago. So I've just got these couple of vids that I made. One was at Kakadu National Park, stinking hot. I think I said it was like 40-45 degrees. That was an epic hike. Got there and there was no one around, so I thought I'd take the time to let you know how I was all going. And then the next one was Devil's Marbles, which again, one of the best sites in Australia, and I had the whole place to myself. So, I had a little mate there, which I think I show in the vid. So, but it's amazing what this trip has done for me. The clarity you get. I thought I was doing all right last year, but after this, just taking it to another level, confidence-wise, it's just been phenomenal. Can pretty much talk to anyone, whether they be bloke in the pub, someone at the campground, old, young, even the Indigenous up north when I was working, and even in the towns there. Had a few good chats with them, and just opens your eyes massively. How lucky we do have it. I'm living on the east coast. Don't realise how fortunate you are to have what you've got around you. Clean water for one, which when you're on the road, you might have to get into the bore water, which people who've drunk that before knows how that goes down. But yeah, so I'll try and work it out somehow. Hopefully this works. If not, I'll be back. So check these out. Yeah, so just part of this other video, while I'm in the middle of Kakadu National Park at, I think it's called Motorcar Falls, near the Umanak Lookout. No, absolutely no one around. Pretty crazy spot. Just the sounds as well. Like a cicada or something. Thought it was a good time just to say this has just been the most amazing trip. done wonders for my mental state. It's just been incredible, especially when you're in a spot like this. I've just hiked in about 3 or 4k. It's about 40, 45 degrees, and I'm wearing navy blue. Pretty stupid, but yeah, it's just incredible. You sit here, just take it all in with your own thoughts, and on top of the world. Can't keep my eyes off it. Don't really want it to end, but I'm making my way home, so just a simple hike in, a bit of a hard slog, but get this reward, and you just sit here and you just feel amazing. So that was the other thing I was going to mention. Like I've already mentioned it, but if you are feeling down, or for whatever reason, and you just give that 9 to 5, that cycle just repeats and repeats. Get out, do something different, put away your fears of the unknown and throw yourself in the deep end, because it is truly remarkable how good you feel, even if it's an overnight or a day trip. I actually can't stop smiling. But yeah, just change it up. Even if it's by yourself, learn to be comfortable with your own company. Even out for dinner and that sort of thing. Who cares what other people say? Oh, he's by himself, she's by herself. Once you get to that stage where you're comfortable with that, you're invincible, really. And just like this spot, got it to myself again. Oh, except for all these blowflies, of course. But just like the Motorcar Falls, blown away that I'm the only person in this spot. A lot of rich history behind it for the Aboriginal people. Sacred ground at the Devil's Marbles. Driven about 5 or 6 hours to get here from Mataranka. And yeah, this on top of the world again, the feeling you get when you get to places like this, especially with no one around, is I'm just watching the sun go down. So I don't know if you can get that there, but all these boulders, it's just crazy how they've even got to some of these places just stacked upon each other. And yeah, again, that feeling, I've never experienced it before. We can just sit here, no technology to have your phone beeping all the time, and just thinking how life should be. It's so simple, yet it's an amazing feeling that you get. So every now and again you hear a car go by, but I think I can put up with that with this view. So yeah, it's pretty special, a very special feeling. And I've even got a mate with me. Say good day. Nice mohawk you got there, bud, eh? Bit camera shy, I think. Can't blame him. Good looking rooster like me. Maybe not. He's coming in for a bit of a look. Got no food, mate, but I'll shake your hand or your foot. Nah. Just a bit more on that. Sun's down. Most surreal feeling I've ever felt. Just laid there on the rock, which is still pretty warm from the sun, 40 odd degree day, and there's no way to describe this feeling other than pure joy and happiness. Right, so if this has all gone to plan, you'd have seen those two vids and just how happy I was. Even being by myself gave me a lot of, there was a lot of time alone to think, and no, a lot of the time there was no phone coverage, spit it out. So the isolation, which was felt a few times, especially on the Noah bore, when there was no one around, no phone reception, nothing really to look at, gave me a lot of time to reflect on how I've progressed in the last 4 years, which has been incredible from where I've come from being on the brink of absolute, not the right word, a complete breakdown to where I am now, to sitting in the state forest at Mansfield by myself, doing New Year's a little bit different than previous years. Like last year I just did it with family, just in Geelong. Previous years it's always been with mates, and this year I thought change it up again and do something a little bit different. So here I am. Bit of wood there to chop up. Don't know if I'll get through that big boy, but got the axe here, Old Faithful, so give it a crack. But yeah, just the big thing I found that when I got back was the amount of time that we spend collecting material objects, which they give you that instant happiness, but you know, after a while, might be something that you pick up, a little hobby or something, it goes to the back of the shed until you find something else new. So there's just a bit going on here. Old mate on his Modi over there. But yeah, when you're on the road, whatever I had packed in this van was all I needed, and I was happy with that. And then you grow to realise that you don't need the $3,000 couch, the latest phone, the new fashion label. You don't need these things to make you happy. What's people going to say at your funeral? Oh, geez, you remember that nice couch he had? Ooh, that was a beauty, wasn't it? Absolute ripper. I don't think so. They remember you for the person you were, the legacy you leave behind. And yeah, so you soon find out that, especially working in the Aboriginal communities, I was really touched how they are living in some of the harshest conditions, but they're happy. They make it work. Simple things like we'll do a sewer extension for their new swimming pool at Balgo, which, if some of you know, it's in the down south of Kimberley. They're called the desert people because it's the middle of nowhere. We had a truck and dog drop off big pile of sand, and the kids were on it like flies to a you know what. They were so happy. Something so simple gave them so much joy. Whereas in the big smoke, all kids want to do these days is play on their phones. Technology, just surrounded by technology. So, jeepers. Oh, Farlap over there having a crow. So, you realise, these material objects that you get stuck collecting, you don't need them. So stop worrying about if such and such has got a new handbag. Oh, I've got to look good and got to get a new dress, got to get a new shirt. You don't need to. Stop trying to impress people. As long as you're happy, then that's all that matters, isn't it? I had a few things written down, but obviously I've left the list somewhere in typical fashion. But even the approach to life, country versus city. When you're sitting around a campfire in the country somewhere, it's a real sense of community. Everyone bands together and wants to get to know you. Whether it be at the pub, like I said, around a campfire, just walking down the street. Someone come up to me just before, was just really intrigued at me van setup. She said her son wants to do it, and I said, tell him to do it, because it's so beneficial for you, and at the same time you get to see some of the greatest sights in the world. So I think I did over 25,000 in the van in old faithful Heidi, and then a few thousand more in the work vehicles, and I never grew tired of it. Got away from that 9 to 5 grind, which a lot of people get stuck in. You don't realise until you like I kept calling people when I was away. Oh, what are you up to? Oh, nothing much, just work. Okay, you going away or getting away? Oh, no, not a lot, just plotting away till the end of the year, get a week off, and then might do something, but it's just like, what? That's not what life's about. So, you soon realise I'm gonna head back up to Broome next year, maybe in March, thereabouts. Have a hard slog for a few months. Got to pay for this trip. Pay for the house, or start the house that's been pushed back, and really have a red hot crack to do this all over again. So it's a little bit different, this one, to last year. I've grown. My personal development has just been incredible. Confidence, clarity, like I said, just clearer thinking, and this general approach to everyday life. It's I have grown 100-fold person I was even last year, where I said I was going alright. Confidence, I'm still struggling with the old try and pick up a bird at the pub, as a few people found out the other night. A little bit nervous, but that's just me. I'm a shy guy, so still working on that. But going alright. So if anyone's, I think I've mentioned it a couple of times in my Instagram posts and that, but I can't recommend it highly enough. I've just done it solo, which if you had asked me to do that a few years ago, never gonna happen. So a lot of people have said, even when I've just come back, you look so good, you look really happy, you look so relaxed. And I was like, well, can you blame me? I've had a pretty good trip. If they only knew how good it is just to get away from it all and escape the everyday, technology, your job, and just appreciate what we have. You too could be looking as good as me. Oh, jeepers. Yeah, it was the arrogance of him. which is touching on that. A lot of people think I am arrogant, which in certain cases I am, and I know that. I'll be the first one to admit that. Bit of an attention seeker, but who doesn't like the limelight? But this is just a come off of the back of me being so happy. That's it. So I'll post that video again of what I was saying last year after this one, and maybe I don't know if I've said less ums or if I've improved on that, or still pretty bad, but yeah, I think going into 2019 it's going to be another good year. So I think I'll leave it at that. Hope your New Year's goes alright. I haven't got any reception, so you'll probably get this tomorrow. Probably a few of you will be a bit drowsy, a bit hungover. I'll be nice and fresh. I've got a 2019, I'm going to go, well, saying that now, going to try and go sober. Or obviously there's a couple of special events early on, but the predominant of the year I'm going to try and be sober. So, and improve my fitness as well. So my general well-being, not just mentally, which I've worked on a lot this year, but physically I've got a bit of a nice veranda over the tool shed at the moment. So I think I need to get rid of that, otherwise Greenpeace will be after me down the beach. So do that, and then just keep walking, as they say. So I'll leave you with that. Happy New Year. Hopefully this is recorded alright. But I'll see you next year. Righto, carry on.